Hey everybody, I've got another really nice banjo here. This is probably 1890s J.B. Schall made banjo out of Chicago, Illinois. Really nice banjo, fully restored, plays like a dream. It's got all antique tuners, all the original antique parts on it. Let's take a closer look. Take a look at that peg head. For some reason, this peg head to me is quite striking. I think it's beautiful. I like the sort of squat shape to it. I just think it's lovely for some reason. I love the star in the middle. Nice, plain, austerity, beauty. It's my kind of thing. I really like it. I've told you guys, I always mention that I like plain banjos with just a dark, plain wood front, but this is awesome. Here's these original antique tuners on the back. They all match, and the fifth string too. The neck, I believe, the neck looks like maple to me. Probably a maple neck. It's got this neat metal heel plate right here, or heel cap you could call it. It's really nice. I think that's a cool feature. I was told that this is indicative of Chicago-made banjos, or banjos made using Chicago parts. And this is a Chicago-made banjo. You'll see there's two maker's marks stamped on the dowel. There's one, and then here's another. They both say J.B. Schall, maker, Chicago, Illinois, USA. The other neat thing, so this is a skin head, natural skin hide, and it is not the original head. It's a brand new head. It was reheaded just in 1933. I think that's pretty neat. So penciled in there, it says it was reheaded by the guy's name, 1933. So not an original head, but from 33, it's in pretty darn good condition. Doesn't look like anybody hardly played this instrument. I can look in the on the fingerboard here, and there's no, usually on an old banjo that's been played a lot, the fingerboard will be all dug out from where people did most of their fingering. But this neck is completely smooth, and I'll talk about that as well. You see how visually it has frets, and it does have frets. I believe they're just a lighter colored hardwood that's been planed flush with the fingerboard. But we call this a flush fret because the frets are completely smooth. So visually, you have all your frets going all the way down the neck. You can do all your fancy footwork up here that you want to do, but it is a fretless banjo for all practical purposes, but it just makes it easier. You put your finger right on the fret rather than just above it. You put your fingers right on the fret marker and you're ready to go. So it's pretty easy if you're looking to get into a fretless banjo. Easy. This is the easiest way to get into it. I'm really excited about this banjo because this is one of the cooler ones I think I've seen. It's got a nice, good length neck on it, 27-inch scale, I think it was. The head is a whopper 12-inch head, and I just love the inlay on it. Everything's in great shape, all original stuff. The private collection that this comes out of, it's all 19th century banjos that have been fully restored about as close as we can. Yeah, I think that copper tailpiece is just neat. It's just an old copper plate. I think that's really cool, with some pins in it. Everything matches, everything's original antique stuff. Beautiful J.B. Schall banjo. I want to take one more minute and tell a story. So Schall I forget the exact dates that all this occurred, but Schall made banjos for a long period of time. Um, Apparently he was a better banjo maker than he was a businessman because he had all kinds of disputes and issues along the way. He actually went out of business for a period of time. And he was out of business for, I think, 10 years or more. He came back into business and was doing well. And he was in a concert in a theater in Chicago, I think it was. He was sitting there in a box seat. And the banjoists that were putting on the concert were all playing high-grade professional Schall banjos. And in the middle of that concert, Mr. Schall up and had, believe he had a stroke and he died right there on the spot. When they were giving this concert, I guess ostensibly in his honor with his instruments. So that's kind of an interesting tidbit there. You see these necks and stuff and J.B. Schall parts used widely on no-name banjos or banjos made in small batches by smaller companies, because he had a big company and he supplied parts. In a catalog you could get everything you wanted, from the whole banjo down to just a tension hook. So in that regard, his company was similar to Line and Healy out of Chicago as well. They were that way. Anyhow, I'm getting a little too long-winded on this, guys. I think this is a lovely banjo. Really nice piece of work. It sounds and plays great. I would keep this for myself and play it if I needed it. It's a beautiful banjo. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for looking.